Welcome to the Golden Gems podcast. Today, we're taking a deep dive into Reality Winner and the 63 months of silence that defined the modern era of unauthorized disclosures.
It's good to be here. And looking at this now, from our perspective in early 2026, the timing feels so right. We're almost at the 9-year mark since her arrest.
And the whole conversation has changed so much, hasn't it? Back in 2017, it was just shouting on cable news she was either a traitor or a hero.
Zero nuance. But now I think the narrative has finally caught up. Those academic symposiums in late 2025, they aren't talking about a leaker anymore.
No, they're using her as a case study in systemic asymmetry and the Espionage Act.
Exactly. So our mission today isn't just to retell the story, it's to look at the forensic details of her interrogation, her imprisonment, and see them for what they were. The mechanics of a system designed to crush dissent through procedural exhaustion.
Okay, so let's set the stage. To really get Reality Winner, you have to place her in what the sources call the genealogy of resistance. She's in the same family tree as Snowden and Manning, but she's a different branch.
A very different branch. I mean, think about it. Snowden gave us this huge philosophical reveal about privacy. PRISM, the surveillance state.
Right, and Manning showed us the brutality of war with things like the collateral murder video, a humanitarian argument.
And Aaron Swartz was about open access to information. But Winner, her resistance was so much more specific. It was an emergency response.
It wasn't a massive data dump.
Not at all. She's the intelligence analyst who sees a foreign adversary attacking U.S. democratic infrastructure. She's holding the proof.
While the government is publicly calling it a hoax.
And she decides the truth can't wait for some declassification schedule that may never come. She acts.
Which is so fascinating when you look at who she actually was. The media narrative at the time tried to paint her as this radical activist.
And it just falls apart completely when you look at the facts. She was born Reality Lee Winner in Alice, Texas. And yes, that is her real name.
Grew up in Kingsville, Texas, working-class family. Her dad instilled a sense of civic duty, her mom, self-reliance. This is not the background of an anarchist.
No. She was a product of what you'd call high-performance institutional compliance. She believed in God, country, rule of law. She joined the Air Force in 2010 because she wanted to serve.
And she excelled. The source material talks about her time at the Defense Language Institute, DLI. And we should be clear, this is not your high school Spanish class.
Not even close.
Yeah.
It's one of the toughest academic programs in the entire military. And she wasn't learning French. She was assigned Pashto, Dari, and Farsi.
Category 4 languages.
Which is basically code for as hard as it gets for an English speaker.
Yeah.
Different alphabet, different sentence structure. It's supposed to take over 1,000 hours of instruction.
And she mastered them in under a year.
Mastered them, which put her on the fast track right into the operational kill chain.
Let's define what that meant for her. She ends up at the 94th Intelligence Squadron, then Fort Meade, the NSA. Her job title was Voice Interceptor.
Which sounds technical, but it's incredibly raw. She's wearing headphones, listening to live communications from targets on the ground.
And translating in real time for drone operators or special ops teams.
The psychological weight of that is immense. You're not reading a report from last week. You're translating the last word someone says before they die.
And she was good at her job. She won the Air Force Commendation Medal. They said she helped remove hundreds of enemy combatants. She was a star asset.
But that's where the cognitive dissonance starts to build. It's not one single event. It's the slow accumulation of things. Faulty intelligence, civilian casualties being brushed off as collateral damage.
She didn't lose faith in the country, but in the gap between the mission statement and the reality.
That's the perfect way to put it. So she leaves active duty in 2016, transitions to being a contractor.
Which brings us to early 2017. She's working for Pluribus International in Augusta, Georgia.
And her life is completely compartmentalized. On the outside, it's yoga, CrossFit, fostering animals, a very peaceful, controlled existence.
But then for 8 hours a day, she goes into a windowless, secure room, a CIF, and translates documents about Iran's aerospace program.
Two separate worlds. And the political climate of 2017 is about to smash them together. You have the new administration insisting that Russian interference in the 2016 election is a total hoax.
A witch hunt.
Right. And then, on May 5th, 2017, a document lands on her desk at the NSA.
And this isn't just a vague memo.
This is the smoking gun. It's a 6-page, top-secret report. Russia Cybersecurity. Main Intelligence Directorate Cyber Actors.
And it details, with forensic precision, how a GRU unit conducted a spear phishing campaign against a company called VR Systems.
Let's pause there. VR systems is a crucial detail. They make voting software, electronic poll
So
books,
if you compromise them, you can potentially target their customers.
which they did. The report showed they targeted 122 local election officials just days before the 2016 election.
The goal isn't just changing votes. It's about causing chaos, deleting voter registrations, breaking the infrastructure.
That's the threat. And Reality Winner reads this on May 9th. She sees the proof that our democracy was attacked, and then she goes home and sees her own government lying about it on TV.
And that disparity is what breaks her.
She makes a decision. She prints the 6-page document.
A huge violation in SCIF.
Massive. And this is where the tradecraft, or, well, the lack of it, becomes so critical. She stuffs the folded pages into her pantyhose to get them past security.
And mails them anonymously to the Intercept.
She thinks the truth will matter more than the rules. But the journalism side of this is, it's just a tragedy of errors. The Intercept publishes on June 5th, and it's a bombshell.
It validates everything, but they made a catastrophic mistake.
They did. To verify the document, they sent scanned images of the pages back to an NSA press contact.
And they didn't realize what was hidden on those pages.
The microdots. Tiny, almost invisible yellow dots that high-end government printers embed on every page.
Like a watermark?
A forensic watermark. It encodes the printer's serial number and the exact time and date it was printed.
So the NSA gets the scan, they zoom in, and they have her.
Instantly. They knew the printer, they knew the time, they pulled the logs and saw only 6 people had printed from that machine. It took them less than an hour.
So 2 days before the article even comes out, June 3rd, the FBI is at her house.
Agents Garrick and Taylor. And this part is just surreal. It's the basis for that HBO film, Reality, which used the verbatim interrogation transcript.
They don't kick the door in. It's a knock and talk. It's almost friendly.
It's a masterclass in psychological coercion.
Yeah.
They don't have a warrant at first. They're just chatting, talking about her pets, her CrossFit routine, asking if her groceries will melt in the car.
They build rapport. And she's ex-Air Force. She's trained to be truthful in debriefings. She sees them as colleagues, not adversaries.
She thought honesty would save her. That if she just explained why she did it, for patriotic reasons, they would understand.
And that was the trap. They talked her into a confession, and as soon as she gave it, the friendly chat was over. It became a federal indictment.
And she was charged under the Espionage Act. She was denied bail, held in solitary. A year later, she takes a plea deal.
The sentence, 63 months in federal prison.
Which was, at the time, the longest sentence ever given for a leak to the media.
And this is where we have to talk about what's now called the winner standard.
Yes, you have to compare her case to, say, General David Petraeus, CIA director.
He shared far more sensitive code word level information with his mistress and biographer. He lied to the FBI about it.
And his punishment? Probation and a fine. He didn't spend a single day in prison.
The disparity is staggering. A 25-year-old analyst leaks one document to warn the public, gets 5 years. A 4-star general leaks secrets to his girlfriend, and he pays a fine.
That is the winner standard. It shows the law isn't about the damage done, it's about the rank of the person who did it. It's designed to create a chilling effect for the rank and file.
So she goes to prison, FMC Carswell, and she's there during the height of the COVID pandemic.
A nightmare. She got COVID in there, the conditions were terrible, and all the while, the very thing she warned us about, election security, is the biggest political story on the planet.
But let's bring it back to 2026, because today, her operational vindication is absolute.
Completely. She was released in 2021. She's 35 now, living quietly, teaching fitness. But she's a convicted felon. She can never hold a security clearance again.
But the leak itself, every single detail in that document she took was later confirmed by the Senate Intelligence Committee, the Mueller report.
But more than that, it forced the government to act. Before her leak, the response to these hacks was secret and fragmented.
After the leak, the secret was out. You couldn't deny it. And Congress finally allocated hundreds of millions for voting infrastructure. It directly led to strengthening CISA, the cybersecurity agency.
The argument, and it's a strong one, is that the 2018, 2020, 2022, and 2024 elections were more secure specifically because she exposed that vulnerability. She burned the Russians' access and forced us to patch the hole.
But that still leaves the philosophical problem of the Espionage Act itself. The law doesn't allow for a public interest defense.
None. Her lawyers couldn't even tell the jury why she did it. The law treats a whistleblower trying to inform the public the same as a spy selling secrets to China. It's a blunt instrument.
The source material calls it a paradox. The state classified evidence of its own victimization.
Think about that. The government gets attacked. hides the proof of the attack from its own citizens, and then imprisons the person who warns them. It becomes about protecting national image, not national security.
It's a sobering thought. She sacrificed her career, her freedom, and our elections are safer for it.
She is a survivor of the system,
Hmm?
and her story proves that one person can force the truth out into the open, but the price for that truth is just extraordinary.
It really leaves us with one core question, doesn't it? And this is something the source poses directly, and I think it's the perfect thing to leave our listeners with today.
It is the essential question of her legacy.
Are we safer because she was silenced? Or are we only safe because she refused to be?
That is the question we all have to answer for ourselves.
Thank you for listening to the Golden Gems podcast. We'll be back next time with another deep dive. Until then, keep exploring, keep listening, and keep celebrating the power of uncompromising voices.